See, let us all jump to the beat. I mentioned earlier on that my sister Caroline walked a goat on Saturday. I think we've opened the door here. Lynn and John says, hi Nikki, we've been alpaca walking. It is the best thing ever. Charlie says, Nikki, I've done meditation with an alpaca. Who knew? This is brilliant. But we've had so many messages. I think we'll do a little bit more on this straight after the news at 8.
This is Radio 2 on BBC Sounds
and on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Monday the 29th of May. Good morning, this is Anthony Birchley. The Metropolitan Police say they'll soon refuse to attend emergency calls involving mental health incidents unless there's a danger to life. ITV's confirmed that its programme this morning will air later as normal and there are no plans to axe it. And Britain's honeybee population is flourishing this year. The Metropolitan Police says it will stop attending emergency calls involving mental health incidents from September unless there's an immediate threat to life. In a letter seen by The Guardian, the UK's largest force argues that its officers need to concentrate on their primary role of fighting crime. The chief executive of the mental health charity Mind, Sarah Hughes, says more needs to be done before the change is implemented.
We're not in a position to say it's either the police or somebody else. It's often a complicated question that has a raft of answers. And I think that what we have seen in a couple of parts of the country where the police work with the third sector, they work hand in hand with the NHS, that is the preferred way of working. We are not in a fit-for-purpose state to go straight to this policy.
People who witness murders and children who know someone who's been killed are going to be offered similar help to bereaved families for the first time. Government-backed victim support services are being expanded across England and Wales. Witnesses to major incidents such as the Grenfell Tower fire or the Manchester Arena bombing will also be eligible for help. In Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has won another 5 years in office in a runoff election that highlighted deep divisions in the country. In 2 decades as Prime Minister and then President, Mr Erdogan has moved Turkey in an increasingly Islamist direction. He's cracked down on dissent and has frequently scorned his NATO allies. A senior member of the opposition party's youth team, Hülya Afat, spoke to the BBC after the result.
It is really hard to call it a fair election since they have the control of all media outlets in Turkey. But we did our best and we will continue doing so. This is the most votes any leftist leader has gotten in so many years.
Government ministers from around the world are meeting in Paris for a new round of talks on concluding an international treaty against plastic pollution. 300 million tonnes of plastic are produced every year, much of which ends up in landfills and in the sea. ITV's confirmed that its programme this morning will air later as normal and there are no plans to axe it. The broadcaster has been facing questions about Philip Schofield's affair with a younger male colleague. Dr Ranj Singh, who worked on the show for a decade, has released a statement saying there was a toxic culture and issues go far beyond Philip Schofield. Bev Lyons is an entertainment journalist.
He didn't go lightly when he made this statement. He sort of said he didn't really want to jump on the bandwagon and get embroiled in this, but he felt that he had to because what he's done is he's sort of tried to spread the message that if people are experiencing a toxic relationship with their workplace, that they should raise questions.
ITV said an external review had found no evidence of bullying or discrimination on This Morning. A report is expected to be published soon into the impact the ban on being gay in the military, which lasted until 2000. Craig Jones, who gave evidence to the report, says